Well, welcome everyone to a new video from the Photovoltaic warehouse. I am Alejandro, the technical director of the warehouse, and in today's video we are going to fix a Sungoda battery, specifically a basic that is high voltage, okay? Because there was an error during the wiring in the assembly, and when turned on there was a short circuit, okay? That means there were 5 batteries in the bank, and for all of them the internal fuse needs to be changed because it is either broken or quite damaged.
Sorry. It seems there's nothing to translate. Could you please provide the text you want translated?
The specific one is not among those where the short circuit occurred, but it is damaged because the voltage at one of the battery terminals does not reach 250 volts. It is around 20, more or less. 25 volts, which means it is not useful for us when assembling the bank, since it must be taken into account that for these batteries the minimum is 5 for the BMS to work. Therefore, if there were 5 batteries in the bank and 2 of them have less voltage or such, even though we've repaired the ones where the short circuit occurred and they are providing the correct voltage, these slightly damaged ones do not allow reaching the minimum voltage at which the battery management system turns on and can work. Therefore, the fuse in this one must also be changed. This specific one, we are going to open it and show how to change the fuse. The fuse itself is a very simple piece. It costs 5 euros, so up between 5 and 10 euros, it depends on the distributor. So it's a repair that is both simple and inexpensive. Let's get to it. And well, let's proceed. Here we have the battery already in the repair room. The first thing we have to do is open the battery. As you can see, it has 3 screws here. It has the 3 more on the bottom and then the ones on the sides, right? The idea is to remove the top panel, right? And then remove the front plate, okay? To have space to work. Now, important to keep in mind that to open the battery, you have to break the warranty seal. So if we are going to do this kind of repair where we have to open the battery, it's important to first notify the brand to get the approval to perform the repair. Well, like I said, first of all, we already know it's short-circuited, but the best way to find out is by measuring the voltage at the battery terminals and seeing how much it gives us. Right now, if we connect at the terminals, it should give us around 50 volts. And as we can see, it's giving us around 2-3 volts, 1 volt.
Camera sound.
We can therefore say that the fuse is quite damaged. Here, we're going to proceed to open the battery, but not the most important thing, we need to remove these tabs. Yes, because beneath it there are 2 other screws that attach this plate to the rest of the battery. And remember that you can find us in our online store at Almacenfotovoltaico.com, and that you have discounts, promotions and exclusive news only for our channel subscribers. Well, once we have all the screws removed, it's just a matter of sliding the top cover. Now we can take it out, and hold on, I'll leave this here. We have the protective plastic here, okay, and now we can see everything. I'm going to hook it here so it doesn't bother us. Okay, however, we can't work here, so we need to lift the battery a bit and bring it to the edge. Okay, we separate it a little bit, just enough to remove those 2 screws, which are the ones that still connect the plate to the battery. Okay. We already have the front cover removed.
Come in.
And we have more space to work. Now simply what needs to be done is to finish removing this cable from here.
The city to my left, and the only thing I can see is you.
Now we have the negative contact, and now we remove the positive. Okay, finally what we have left is to remove the two screws that hold the fuse and remove the temperature probes. Then we will have to reapply sealant to leave them as they are. We remove the screw.
I'm sorry, I cannot provide a translation, as there is no text available following the separator.
Before removing it, we have to cut this tie to take out the probe.
Yes?
We cut the probe and already removed the fuse. As you can see, it is a direct current fuse of up to 1000 volts. Or simply, if you don't buy the ones from the brand itself, what Sungora can provide, if you buy a similar one that fits well with what the battery is with the same characteristics, then it can also work for you. Okay, this is the one we removed, which still has resin residues here. This is the new one that the brand sent us. Okay, always check that they are fuses with identical characteristics. In this case, since it's provided by the same brand, they are the member. We would have to remove the resin left on these sensors to put ours back on.
Our lives chasing more than love again, and now, oh, I'm in the sea of lights, and all that
Now simply we get that, put the fuse back. This is the new one. We screw it back in. And with a new sealant, we place the probe back in the same position it was in, right? Let's see, here basically we have to do the same, put a clamp and sash to hold it, so the cable doesn't move much because the sealant doesn't dry instantly. Here I'm going to do it with simple tape, okay, which will also do the trick. We'll put it here. You can do it with tape or like here with a cable tie, just whatever is more convenient. We take the sealant and apply it little by little.
Please, not just yet, baby.
And we cover the sealer again so it doesn't dry out. And now we would simply have to wait for the sealer to dry to close up the entire battery again. Well, as you can see here, we already have the sealer dry. We already have the temperature probes placed in the correct place. They are safety temperature probes. If this were to overheat, the BMS would cut if the battery is charging, or if it is discharging, it would cut all function. Okay. Now all we have left is to reconnect the wiring, close the lid, and check that the voltage at the battery terminals is correct. If it is correct, then the problem would indeed be in the fuse that might have blown, and we could put it back in our setup.
Are you
Didn't they ask for me? The reason for not celebrating the day, I just don't want to remember that tonight is just another weekend.
I would stretch the negative. And the positive passes to the fuse and comes from here. This part is the most complicated because we need to bend the cable a little so it fits. We have to bend the cable a little to fit it into the hole, and we have to make sure not to tighten it completely, so we can also tighten the positive. If we have two people doing this, it's much easier.
So baby, let's try something new. Let's make tonight the weekend. I do not want to wait. I do not want to wait. I do not want...
No reason not to celebrate, eh, baby? I just want one more than ever. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for anything.
Ren, it won't turn out well.
Okay, we checked that it is tightly fastened. That the cable does not touch anything unnecessary. Important that these temperature sensors don't fall, as they are for safety. And finally, before closing the top one, we will need to measure the voltage here and check that it is around 52 volts approximately. Alright, let's check the voltage the battery has at the terminal now. Once the fuse that theoretically was broken has been changed. Yes, we fixed the battery, so it should show around 50 volts here. As we see, it gives us exactly 50. Let's see. Here, it gives us exactly 50 before it was giving us, well, 20 at the most. That's because it wasn't completely burned out. It should be noted that this battery in particular was not one of the most affected. There were three others that were the focal point of the short circuit. Those directly showed zero volts. These ones, although they appeared fine at first, well, the voltage wasn't right because they were around 25-30 volts. Thus, if we have 5 batteries, which is the minimum for the BMS of the Oasis to work, and this, I mean, they gave less than 50 volts. They gave 45, 40, like that. We will never reach the necessary voltage for the BMS to turn on and work. Now, with this voltage, in principle, they should all work together. Now, the only thing left to do is to put the protective cover back on. Put the cover on and close the battery again. It's important that what we just did is always done with the brand's consent and after notifying them beforehand, as there's a sticker here. If the sticker is removed or broken, the equipment loses its warranty. Okay, we have removed it. That's because we have the approval of the brand to perform this repair. Therefore, they already have its serial number registered, knowing that it was repaired with the brand's consent for such and such reason. Okay, so if you do it without notifying the brand beforehand, and for whatever reason break some part, well, or it doesn't work, whatever, the warranty simply disappears. Because this is the warranty seal of the batteries, and without removing this screw, obviously, well, the battery cannot be opened. Well, that's all for today's video. I hope you liked it. It was a bit different, fixing a battery. Whether it's the short circuit caused by a bad assembly or due to an external cause. As you see, it's a very simple repair. It can be done both in these Sumo battery models and in other types of high voltage batteries because the design and functioning are more or less the same. They always have a fuse that is usually the first to break. Therefore, if it has happened to you with another type of battery and such, you can leave it in the comments. And if we have the possibility, we'll record another video doing that repair. And that's it. Give it a like, subscribe, and we'll see each other in the next video. Visit us at almacenfotovoltaico.com, and if you're a professional, enjoy special prices on all your orders.